Hello and welcome back to AutoCAD in 20 hours. This is the first video that covers chapter 2 in the book. Check your YouTube settings with this little gear here and set the quality to an HD setting if possible. That may or may not be possible, depends on the speed of your internet connection. So this is where we left off in chapter 1. We drew the floor plan, and now we're going to draw the elevation, the front elevation of the house. To start, we're going to create a new layer. So click here on the, this is not responding real quickly right now. This is the Layer Properties Manager. And now click on the New button. And you don't have to click in this space. You can just type once this comes up. If you type it immediately. And type construction. We'll call this the construction layer. And let's set it current. And then we'll close the box. Now you'll notice in these videos, I'm not going to go through every tiny step anymore. The things that were covered extensively in chapter 1 are now going to not be covered in every tiny baby step of the way. So you have to go back and review chapter 1 if you find yourself getting lost. We want the ortho on. Click on the line button. And we're going to create a line 34 foot. Enter. And then we're going to create a line 8 foot. Enter. And this, I can see now, hold on a second, we didn't get the construction in the book, is an orange layer. So click on this white and pick it in orange color and OK. And then close, and now you'll see you've got the orange layer up there for the construction line. Now click on the offset. We're going to offset this bottom line a series of times. So type 18, enter. And we're going to create a line above the bottom line, 18 inches. Now I'm right clicking to get this pop-up box up so that I don't have to click on the button each time. Now I'm going to type 9.5, enter. I'm going to type 0.75, enter. Now I'm going to type 8 foot 1, enter. Make sure we catch this upper one. And now I'm going to type, I have to read these as I do them, 11.5, enter. .75, enter. And the book explains what all of these are. 8 foot 1, enter. .5, enter. Okay, so there's our story pole. And it has the different elevations of the house. These are the rooms, downstairs, upstairs rooms, 8 foot ceilings, are very typical. These are the joists, the 3/4 the plywood on the floor, 18 inches is the crawl space underneath the house. Now at the top, we're going to draw a line 14 foot, enter. The next thing we want to do is we want to turn off some of these layers. So let's come over here and click on these little light bulbs next to the text and the dimension. Then when you come back and you look at your floor plan, you'll see it no longer has text or dimension on it. And we're going to make a copy of this. Grab it by this lower corner. You've got to have your O snap on. You can turn your ortho off if you want. F8 to turns it off, or the button at the bottom of the screen, and click it over onto here. Now we're going to click on the layer control and turn the 0 layer back on again. We're going to create some lines coming out from our story pole. So click on the bottom line, turn the ortho on, F8, and let's make sure we come out beyond the house, okay? Clearly beyond the house, and click and enter, and then repeat the line. And we're going to pick up this line here, and the exact ending point is not that important. And then we're going to pick up this line here at the lower of these two upper ones, and just make sure you're well beyond the edge of the house. That's all. Now we're going to take the corners of the house and we're going to bring them down, and we're going to snap to the perpendicular icon at the bottom. So we'll grab the corners, and I could see that something happened here with the garage. AutoCAD, it looks like it erased some of my lines. So I'm going to put them back in here again. Actually, those might have been on my text line, my text layer. Okay, so now that's the corners of the house. Now we're going to put in the doors and the windows. We could just repeat the line here. So we'll grab both sides of each window. And then we'll get the center of the window. Repeat that with this one here. So you can see what we're doing is we're using the floor plan as a template so that we don't have to measure everything. We're just drawing right off of it. You could measure instead if you wanted to, but this is just a technique that is used by some architectural drafters. It makes sure that everything is quite consistent also between the different views. Okay, next we are going to offset 14.5, enter this line here. And then we're going to trim, click on the trim and enter right away. We're going to trim out the tops of the doors and the windows. It's a little bit tricky trying to determine what is what, but with a little bit of thought and patience you'll figure it out. Then this line here, we are going to select it and we're going to erase that. Okay, so now we are done with that. Just look in the book here for just a moment to see if what I'm missing here. Actually, the book now has this offsetting, so let's offset 5 foot, enter. Offset this one, and then let's offset again 4 foot, enter. This one here, and then the door, click on the line, and we'll click on the top of these two little lines here and pull that on through to the other side of the door here. Now we're ready to trim those out, so trim and enter, and we'll trim out the door. We'll trim out the bottom of the window. I can see I made a mistake there. I'll show you that in a minute here. Erase those. This line here should not have been trimmed, so let's just grab it here by the little box and bring it back down. Stretch it out and then enter. and that erased it for some reason. So I'm going to undo that. There it goes. Wow, that was a very strange one. Okay, so now there we go. So the rest of this now we don't need, so we're going to get rid of the doors and the windows, but leave the corners. And now that's all we can get from the upper story floor plans. So we're going to now get rid of that. And let me just see what I've got in the book here. Let's use the trim, enter. And we're going to come through here and erase all of this. Then we can take the floor plan and we can just erase it. We're not going to need that copy anymore. So now if we drew the second story floor plan, we would bring that over and set it here into place. But since we did not, what we are going to do instead is we're going to use some measurements. And we're going to use offset 12, enter. We're going to offset this one 12. We're going to offset again 3 foot, enter. And again 3 foot, enter. Then we are going to use the lines and we're going to capture this window off of the one below it. You might notice that we could have just left the lines in, but I wanted to make this the point here. Now we're going to offset 14.5. And we're going to trim, enter. And we're going to trim these out again, like we did below. This is the upstairs windows. Then we're going to erase this. Then we're going to offset these windows. And they are 4 foot for this one. And they are 3 foot 4 for this window. Now we're going to trim those out. Nope. We're going to trim, enter. And here we are going to offset 2 foot. And then we are going to offset 7 foot from that line on down. And trim, enter again. I'm running out of my time here. You got a 15-minute time limit, so I'm going to speed this up, and I'm just going to show you here real quickly. Erase that. Erase these. Erase this. Here. Here. Trim. Trim the door out. And I can see here I've got a couple more here. That didn't take. Sometimes trim doesn't take. You might even have to double click on it sometimes. Oh, no, those are not. Those are separate lines. So there we go. Erase it. Okay, I'm running out of time for my 15-minute video, so I'm going to stop that right now. And we'll pick it up in the next video. Visit us at www.autocadin20hours.com.